This is funny. I'm the leader. What's over here?
Did you see the elephant pick things up and throw it over the boat?
Quite big of that tree, isn't it?
Yeah, it's moved.
Pick it up and throw it.
Oh yeah, I could go and sit.
Yeah. Rather a big one, isn't it? But they're a
Big
big
trunk
animal.
over there. It's like a ball. Big. Watch them walking. Watch. I want to go to the glass.
Stand up on this rail.
You've got the thing on it.
What?
Yeah, that will bring
Look at the little penguin walking.
so people know which one it is.
Come over having a swim.
Yeah, you're right.
Just there. Look through the glass. There. Chloe, look. Down here. Further down, you can stand up on the bar. Go and show
Sasha.
L.
See this one here?
That's it. Oh, sorry.
Look at
Now
this
stand up on the bar. Look, you've got next to it. Come on, L.
That'll do you, Rob.
Look. Stand on it. Everything's a ride these days. Yes.
Yeah, you're a monkey, are you? He's not up here now, he's down. He's down in...
Bum was sitting out there. You don't have to climb up. Lovely, aren't they? There's no need to. No.
They're cute.
They are cute, aren't they?
Once you do sit about
Hey, can I take a photo? No.
He's putting his feet in the water.
Robbie.
Natasha!
Lauren. Printer.
Where?
No, you don't have to hold your legs in over. No! Robbie! Robbie!
I can see. Reach the water. About as far as I can reach. What else?
You falling, we haven't got any clothes.
You ready?
Oh,
I'll help you in. I'll help you get it.
Have you got it off? Always there for price. Robbie, that's meant to be in there.
Why?
So we should have You check me in your wish or something.
Come on, you silly little twix.
Oh, she's almost gone. She's almost wet.
You really think I'd let her fall in? Oh,
Hmm.
Are they coming?
Well, do you think they got a shell underneath them?
Oh, my.
How do you know that?
Don't know. Just guessed.
That could be flying on a ship.
You know that bright still over in that next one? Two of them. You walk over there and it's straight down. It's behind the rock.
Oh, I see.
And there's 3 in there.
Oh.
One big one, a small one, another one.
Have a look.
But you can.
My foxes are getting sold.
For the parents there, they got a little baby. Yeah.
Come on, you Jimmy.
Robbie, come on.
Hey, Mama! You can see it!
I can see it from here, gorgeous.
Oh, there's 2. Hey, Bear!
Mate, and by me.
Oh, look at this. You. Oh, they've already got way up there.
We'll catch him.
What's his name, Megan away?
He's a character and a half.
Oh, yeah, he is. Throw me out. Where are we?
Oh, what's it?
Oh, yeah.
Come here. Come here, young man.
Oh, what?
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
They are finished.
Wow!
Come on, little people.
Like something else, I get the chookies on and then something else fights in.
Oh.
Look at the giraffe.
Cool.
I've got to ride.
Here we're looking. We're looking for them. Get the babies with them.
The one holding onto the rope on the piece of wood. There's a tiny one. See, look at it!
What, you can't see nothing.
Why not? Oh, now that one's got a stick!
Hey, where'd they all go?
I'm the way from there.
What? They're gone now. Oh, there he is.
Hey!
Oh, what? How close that bird come?
We going? Come on, people, you coming? That's excitement. Enemy. Come.
She's on the lock.
Diane, Annie.
We've got all day. We have us one week. We're going to see the reptiles soon.
My name's Katrina, and this is Danielle. We're both from the African Division. Now, the African Division is broken up into two separate areas. One area being the primate area, which is all the gorillas, orangutans, chimps, and all the other monkeys.
What? Don't be stupid.
Yeah, that's a choice for service.
Well, thanks very much, folks. Welcome to the zoo and welcome to our Seal Theatre, which is proudly sponsored by Capra Aluminium. Now, our show this afternoon is going to be just a little bit different. We're going to sort of have a split show as such. We don't really call it a show, it's actually more of a training session because it actually is, we've got four little tiny seals out the back there with this big fella. And the little fellas obviously need a lot of training, a lot of practice, and also it's very good to have an audience. So we use these opportunities in the afternoons to use it as more of a training session, and hopefully you'll learn a bit more about how we do the training as well. But I'd like to introduce you to start with this old fella. I mean he's old, well he's not really old, but he's been doing presentations for quite some time. He's 14 years old, and he actually has been in the zoo for about 9 years or so. And in fact, he was brought into us as a very sick and injured animal, and in fact he was in our intensive care for up to 2 years, so he wasn't a very good release candidate. Now I'd like to say that this is Bill. He is a New Zealand fur seal. Okay, so he's actually a very big guy. He's about 120 kilos at the moment, still growing, and you can get up to about 200 kilos. First of all, I'm going to get Bill to say good afternoon to you. You have to listen fairly carefully, of course. Can I say hello? A very long good afternoon, and you notice he hasn't lost his New Zealand accent. It is still there. He is a New Zealand fur seal, of course. Why is he called a New Zealand fur seal? It wasn't because of the accent, but it actually is because that's where they were first discovered. They're actually found in Australia. They're found on some sub-Antarctic islands, but where they were first discovered, as I said, is New Zealand. In Australia, they're actually alongside the Australian fur seal and the Australian sea lion, and they're found most of the time down the south coast. Now, have a good look at Bill, because as I said, here's a big seal. The next seal we're going to be bringing out after Bill's little bit of thing here is a very small seal. But as I said, Bill is weighing 120 kilos. The little seal we're going to bring out later is about 20 kilos, so it's a big difference. Big, strong around the chest and shoulder region, very large. They get their propulsion with this get their propulsion with the front flippers, so their chest and shoulder region is very strong and muscly. Combine this great bit of strength with a lot of practice, and you can end up with something as graceful as this. Now, a lot of people think that seals look like dogs and bears, and you wouldn't be mistaken because they actually are very closely related to dogs and bears. And in fact, I reckon Bill looks like a German Shepherd with little tiny ears and big flat feet. Now, very dog-like. If you've got a dog at home, you'll certainly recognise this next behaviour. It's certainly something that we need to be working on with Bill, so I might have to stop it very quickly in a minute if he does it. I'll explain what I'm doing in a minute. Good. Good boy. Now I'm going to try that again, folks. This is a training session, and he has been playing up with this particular one, obviously, but you saw what it was, and that was a fleeing behaviour. Seals don't get fleas. Okay, they use their teeth just like your family pet to relieve itching. So look, very dog-like behaviour. I'm going to try it one more time. I'm reinforcing it very quickly when he does it correctly straight away. Good. Okay. Now also he's going to show off those lovely big canines. Good boy. Very good. As I said, apologise that it's short and sweet, but very important. Okay, now have a good look at Bill's face once again. You'll see he's got beautiful big eyes. They actually have got good eyesight in the water and on land, but these guys do dive to depths of around 100 metres. They do a lot of foraging at night time, and of course, as we all know, the oceans aren't always crystal clear like our pools are. Okay, so there is a bit of a problem if they're hunting for food. They use one other very noticeable feature on the face, and of course it's not the eyes, it is the whiskers. Yeah, those whiskers aren't there for decoration. They are very sensitive. And what Bill is going to do, he's going to go across the front and show off those lovely whiskers. And certainly you'll see the control he's got on them, and they certainly are pretty impressive looking. Good. So, pretty impressive looking whiskers. Now, seals actually use their whiskers to detect their water environment. As I said, in those conditions I mentioned, they're very sensitive, pick up on movement of fish through the water, and so obviously even a blind seal can live relatively well in the wild without too many problems. Bill is a fur seal. They get the name fur seal because of the double layer of fur, beautiful thick fur coat, and you might be able to see underneath there dry fur coming up underneath there. How does a seal like Bill cool down? Now I bet a lot of people think go for a swim. Why not? Well actually, as I said, he's just been in the water and he's still dry underneath there. Okay, he's very dry. Around that neck there you can see it breaking up, that lighter fur coming through. He is still very dry underneath there, and so he's actually still, he can actually overheat even though he is in the water. Especially like a day it was yesterday, maybe not today. Okay, how does a seal cool down? Well, they actually control their body temperature through something very noticeable, and that is, if you're paying attention, Bill, that is actually through their flippers. And this is actually how they do it. It's called a thing called thermoregulation, and what he's doing is having the ability, or he has got the ability to control his blood flow through those flippers, and that actually cools the blood in his flipper when he holds it up in the air, and then through circulation, it will control his body temperature that way. Okay, we call it sailing for obvious reasons, but extremely important behaviour if you are certainly a fur seal with a double layer of fur. Beautiful stuff. Well, I'm going to end that, this part of Bill's little presentation is just a couple of behaviours I wanted to work on with Bill, but you give you a bit of a contrast with this seal, and of course the next little seal will be coming out. So it won't be a minute, folks. I'll change seals over, and we'll take it from there. So it won't be a minute. Big difference. He's weighing about just over 20 kilos. His name's Campbell. He's brought into us, just about a year ago, 2 years ago. And he's very, very young. He's approaching 4 years old. 4 years old, 3 to 4 years old. Very young. And you know, obviously see with Campbell that his fur is very crinkly or very breaking up. He's actually drying out a little bit. So, okay, you can get that idea with that thick fur coat. These kind of amazing thick fur coat. One other thing you'll notice, I'll bring it actually around to the front very soon. One thing you'll notice if he sits on his rock properly, before I go any further, you'll notice that he actually has got two square patches on his shoulders, on his neck area. They're actually just coming out. Sort of, I should say, when he molts they'll be completely finished, but they're actually where we tested him for tuberculosis. These guys do get that, and it's one test we do at the zoo when they come in. Okay, Campbell, you want to say hello? Boy, okay, so that's a nice little vocal from Camp. These guys, fur seals, all seals throughout the whole world are classified by one name. It is pinniped. Pinniped is a Latin word, sounds a bit unusual, but it's Latin, and it just simply means a winged foot. And he's going to show off his big winged foot. Those two big winged feet. He's crying he doesn't have to get on with it. But anyway, okay, we'll try it one more time. Good. That's his little winged foot. I'll try to get that other behaviour later on. Anyway, so these guys are quite amazing. He's eating only 2 kilos of fish a day at the moment. It does increase and decrease in the seasons. But as I said, this is a real basic training session. A little bit hard to talk and train them at the same time, but what he's going to show you is how they rest, just sitting back on his shoulders. It's actually a very common resting posture for big males. Shut your mouth. Good. Okay, so that's actually, it doesn't look that spectacular, but again, very important, a large and very crowded seal colony, that position Good. You just had to excuse me, I'm stopping from concentrating on what I'm doing. Okay, so that's a very important defensive posture for the big males. Excuse me, Cam, paying attention. Okay, this one is a very basic lying down position. This is actually how they sleep. Keep it still. Very obvious. Of course, they all curl up like a cat or a dog would do. Very obviously useful for husbandry reasons here at the zoo as well. Good. Okay, what I'm actually doing is, thank you, when I'm actually quiet, I'm actually counting, I'm working on duration of behaviours with this little fella. Now you've actually seen this already with Bill, but it's actually what we call that sailing behaviour again. Yep, there it goes. Sail away in the blue yonder. Attention span. Any of your parents out there with the kids, you know what we're talking about here? These guys haven't got any. Okay, the sailing behaviour once again. Very natural behaviour, of course, as I explained before. Good. I'm actually, you'll hear me saying the word good as well. The word good is actually a bridge. If we say the word good, or you hear whistles sometimes in marine parks, etc., they're what we call a bridge. It actually tells the animal it's done the correct thing, and of course what comes after that is the reward, which is food. They're food motivated. This guy thinks with his stomach all the time. Okay, this time. Okay, so next thing, the Olympics are coming up. Okay, we all know about the Olympics. This guy is going to show you some swimming. Well, it's not actually fast swimming. This is actually something I'm sure you'll all recognise. Synchronised swimming. Good. I could stay there for about 10 minutes. Yeah, they can actually hold their breath as such, and for about, well, maybe 5 minutes is the average, but 10 minutes has been recorded. So that's quite nothing. That's actually nothing. Some seals can stay underwater for 2 hours. That's the southern elephant seal, for those who are interested. Bit of trivia there. Okay. Next thing is coming up here and obviously getting used to people. This is the most important bit. Now what I'm doing is trying to get him just to stay there while I walk away. And of course that's the most... No, not that. Look out. Good. Okay. Good. Look out. Doesn't mind at this side because he knows I can't go any further than just over to the wall here. Good. Doesn't look that spectacular, folks. Appreciate your coach, it's really good. But it's very important for the training, obviously, for him to get used to people. Get him to do a vocal again. What? That's going. For those right here, you can see his sharp teeth. Very important husbandry behaviour, that is. Believe you me, they have got sharp teeth. If you can see them. Good. Okay, very important husbandry, of course. To actually look inside a seal's mouth can be very difficult if they don't eat you. Look out. I'm going to give him a nice big reward here. He loves these. Having calamari for tea tonight. Go that way and his eyes pop out. You see, they'll stay here all day for that one. Okay. Seals, as I said before, have a very thick fur coat. Shadow here. They have a very thick fur coat, as I've already mentioned. Of course, just like your family pet, they do get itchy, as I did mention before. But seals actually, surprising to a lot of people, have nails. They actually have nails on their hind flippers only. Their front flippers, excuse me. Oi. Their front flippers are naked, okay? No nails on them, no fur on them, very smooth, feel like rubber, okay? But their hind flippers, a little bit different. They actually have these nails on the top. And how they use them for scratching, just like this. Good. Doing very well, mate. Very well. Okay, what I'm going to try now, just before we go, we're going to just try that intro one more time. And just get him to sound that rock up there. Look out. Look out. Good. Okay, now what he's been doing lately is actually jumping off a lot. But I won't persist with that too much. Good. Okay, come down. What I'm going to do, folks, just try that intro, okay? Okay, steady. Try this with your dogs at home, folks. Great fun. That's a better one. See the difference? That one too. Alright folks, that actually does come in this little presentation of sorts. I hope you've learned a little bit about maybe training or certainly the behaviours of these fellas. But it is very important, so thank you very much for being a great audience. Of course, as I said, it's great to have people out there. So thank you for that. And also we've got one more other special keeping talk today, and that's with our sea lion. We've got a dive presentation. That's at our lower entrance. There's a big dive underwater viewing panel down there. You can see the diver and the seal underwater being fed and a bit of talk going on. So you're most welcome to go down there at 3:20 this afternoon, right down the bottom entrance. So you're most welcome to go and see that, folks. So thank you very much once again, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the day with us. Thank you.
Hello!
Heads on.
Run! Quick, let's run! Run, Forrest, run!
Hi, it's on.
It's freezing cold.
Look at the size of it.
Great big parrot.
A chestnut fronted macaw. Or it might be green-winged macaw.
It's got a sore foot.
What is the bird?
I have. Hey, look, will it bite my finger? Hey, parrot. Oh, I like them little ones. Take a picture of them two sitting together. Oh, yeah, now. Look, Carol. We had this dragon thing at school. Had a fill around its neck.
Yeah?
We're going to find out which one.
So?
Hey.
Free way to get some chips. Please. Chris.
So what's happening?